Thanks for spending a few minutes to give OnMat a look by JIBASoft. This should take about 10-15 minutes, but if you're here looking at this now, it means you are looking for a software solution to run your business more efficiently, so it's definitely worth the time. We're currently looking at an iPad screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate our software by using OnMat. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the app. This app is found in the Apple App Store for iPads. So once you download it, you can go ahead and log in with your credentials. If you don't have any credentials yet, just go to our website, www.jibasoft.com, and go ahead and create your account. You'll basically have your credentials created within a couple minutes. Once you have that, you can go ahead and log in. In this case, we're logging into Kick Hard Martial Arts. This is the home screen. This is what you see. This is what you need to run your business. All your day-to-day business flows are conducted here. What I like to do is just start the day off. The kids are walking in, getting ready to go into class. They walk in the front door. They need to go ahead and check in for class. So what we do is we put an iPad at the entrance of the studio and we put it in attendance mode. We basically set it and forget it. It'll automatically adjust for the classes and the times. And what happens here is the kids will just start typing in their name. Once they see a picture of themselves, they go ahead and sign into class. A confirming statement, is this you? We say yes. In this particular case, we see we have 7 students signed into the 4 p.m. general class. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. Again, this is the iPad sitting by the entrance of the studio. The office manager and or the instructors will have their own iPad. And from a day-to-day business perspective, this is where you want to spend most of your time, is in the current class up here on the top left. This shows the students that are signed into the current class. Has a lot of indicators starting from left to right, a picture of the student, their name, do we have a birthday to deal with, their age, current belt levels, and then the graduation caps, varying colors, indicate their current status as it relates to their next belt test. Red alerts, you can put little indicators in there about the students, minor ADHD, hard of hearing, or these can be internal notes from the instructors to the owners or vice versa. Whether they're late to class, and then from there on to the right are indicators to you telling you there's issues with this account that need to be resolved. Past due, payment due. One of the first things we'll look at is the silhouette of the person up in the top there. We see a red exclamation mark. It tells us right away that there is no active membership in place for this person. If it was going to expire within 30 days, it would be yellow, telling you that this is going to be expiring in 30 days. So we're going to go into Tinkerbell here. We're going to the profile. We simply just push into the profile. This is the profile of Tinkerbell. What we're going to go ahead and do is memberships here. We see we have no membership in place, so I'm going to go ahead and push Buy New. And listed here are the siblings of this family. I'm going to go ahead and select a package for Tinkerbell. Now these are the packages you sell. This is what you define to the system, how you sell them, annual memberships, month to month, what the price is. $0 price on the bottom there is an indication that it could be in anything, so you'll basically get prompted on the iPad for the dollar amount. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pick the top one, the annual membership for $1,200. We start here February 12th, 2016. Now you have an iPad here, so you can interact with the client that you're selling this to. So you can be showing them the screen. And starting on the 12th here for 12 months, we're going to expire February 12th, 2017. I'm going to go ahead and put that discount in we talked about. So we push the promotion button. You can put in $100 here, a whole number, or you can simply put a percentage in. It'll go ahead and calculate that for you. So we're totaled at $10.80 right now. And we can see we have a down payment of $100 due today and installments of $89.09 on the 12th of every month. Let me change that. You wanted your installments on the 16th since you get paid on the 15th. So let's change that to the 16th. We say OK. And notice the payment plan to the left is changed to the 16th now. Put a comment in there of why you gave a discount or whatever you need to do in the remarks section. We say OK. We could put memberships in for the siblings. We're just going to move on here. We say next. Here your membership agreements are being presented, which are simply PDFs that you define to the system that we present. The client can push I agree. They can go ahead and sign it and say done. The signature gets superimposed on the document. When this transaction's done, that signed document gets emailed to them, and you also have a copy of it for future reference if needed. So we're going to check out right now. By default, the credit card is already checked because we already have one on file for this particular student, but if we needed to, we could add another credit card. We're just going to use the one that's on file right now, and we're going to set it to auto pay. That's what that bottom check mark does, so that it will automatically connect on the dates assigned. We'll submit the transaction. So right now, We are processing that $100 down payment for this particular package we just sold, and as you can see, it's been approved. We say OK, and we go back into the student profile, and you see we now have one active membership in place. We can push back into this membership by just simply touching annual membership, and this is the membership package we just installed, and we see the top line there, credit card for $100 was green, successfully collected, and these other payments of $89.09 are scheduled on the 16th of every month on auto pay. They run about 1 a.m. every morning, and if the three colors will be green for collected, blue for recorded, and red for failure. If there's a failure, there'll be a red exclamation mark telling you what the error was. Just to show you a little bit of flexibility here, let's say someone walks in and says, hey, I want to take care of the next 3 months because I just got a bonus. We go ahead and check those 3 items. We'll push the prepare payment on the bottom, prepare payment again, and we're going to go ahead and collect $267.27. We're going to use your credit card that's already on file, and we're just going to submit the transaction on the bottom there. And again, we are now processing the $267.67, which is bound for your bank account. Should be there in the standard 2 to 3 business days. If you needed to refund one of those transactions, made a mistake, I didn't mean to charge all 3, you push the $ with the red X right there. We'll push that, and that's going to go ahead and void or refund the transaction. You don't have to leave the app. It is now refunded. If you wanted to take a partial payment, you could edit the item and take a partial payment. Someone comes in on, I'm a little tight this month. I can only spend $50. So we'll type in $50. We're going to go ahead and submit that transaction and collect the $50. And what's going to be left over is the $39.09. If you want to forgive that because it helped you out at last week's tournament, you go ahead and push the trash can. We're just going to go ahead and forgive that payment of $39.09. So you have a lot of flexibility here based on the payment plan after it's first installed. So I'm going to go ahead and back out of here. Kind of gives you an idea of the putting the memberships in place. Just a little bit about the student profile. Let me back out for a second. Let me show you the screen. You'll see that silhouette of the person just went away because that membership is now in place. And that's the whole idea. We want to get that right side clear of problems. I'm going to go back into Tinkerbell's account here. And just to show you a little bit of the screen, there's the picture. If we need to change the picture, you just touch the picture and it'll activate the camera or library. We remind you on their birthday every year to retake their picture because these the facial features change so quickly. The notes facility, if you're out on the mat and you want to take a note about how somebody's doing, you can just have the iPad out there and say great job and save an email. That email immediately goes out to the account holders, which in most cases is the parent. Since 85% of martial art practitioners are under the age of 13, there's always a parent involved. So we just, by doing our job out on the mat, we've communicated with the parents as well with the notes facility. This will be a history of the tests that we have. Awards, this is where we assign the red alerts if we need to put a red alert in for a student. Here's the account holder. If we want to go to the account holder's profile, we simply push the account holder's name, and you can see these are all the students associated to this account holder, and here again is where the credit card is stored. We can also support ACH. Back to the student profile, testing status, we'll get into a little bit more about that. There's the memberships and merchandise to wrap off the money part of this whole thing. If you're selling merchandise, someone says, hey, I want to buy your new summer t-shirt. Well, that's great. The thing about the iPad is you don't have to be in the office anymore. You can be walking around the studio, talking to your parents, greeting them, shaking hands, have the iPad in your hand. That's when they say, hey, by the way, I want to go ahead and buy that summer t-shirt. So just push buy new and say, here we go. Let's go ahead and get that purchased for you. Here's the summer t-shirt, $19.99. We say, okay. We already have your credit card on file. You all the time say, just go ahead and use it. So we're going to go ahead and just say save. Boom, done. Transaction's done. You just sold that t-shirt. Going back to everything we've done so far, let me back out even a little further, has been from one button, the current class. That's where everything's been done so far. You get a quick snapshot of what's going on, who's past due, who you need to track down. Now, we've been looking at the money from the individual perspective. Let's do a little look at a report here at the accounts receivable. It's just a quick, simple report to give you an idea of cash flow based on the year, the particular month. If we look at February 2016, 621.66, we go ahead and touch that number. This kind of breaks out the income that we've taken in. 5 transactions. 3 of them have been for belt testing. 2 merchandise transactions. More importantly, pending who still owes me money. So if I touch the $200 there, Perfect. Okay, we see two payments that are due on the 23rd. We see a Sweetie Belle credit card of $100. Now we see Roxy Bell credit card. It's not on auto pay, so let's go fix that. We need to put that on auto pay. Sometimes people don't want it on auto pay, but obviously we want that money always coming in, so we'll just go ahead and push the select all, prepare payment, change the payment method, and we're going to select auto pay, so we don't have to worry about collecting that money. The system will do it for us. So now we're set to auto pay. Okay, as you can see, that's auto pay. And we'll do a quick little look at the calendar. Calendar is where you define all your classes. Today's the 12th. I push into there. We see you have one class at 4 p.m. You can see the birthday icons are on the calendar, so you can touch those and see whose birthday it is. Once you've acknowledged somebody's birthday, just touch the check mark, so you know you've taken care of it, and you'll see that it's dimmed on the 10th. On the 20th, you'll see we have one class and one belt testing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me back out of here. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here and show you the parent portal. This is what the parents see from their free app that they download. It's called OnMat Now. I'm going to go ahead and launch that. And we're going to log in. They'll have their own login with their email address and their password. And from here, they can see the same calendar that you have defined of all your classes. They can go into an individual class, see the levels that are supposed to be in there, the age group, who the instructors are, what the activities are, so they can be informed as to the class schedule. The ticker that runs on the bottom, this is messages that you can control, so you can get those out to the parents for communication purposes. They go into the profile. They see a list of their students. If we take one of the students here, Sarah, we'll look at her. We see her attendance is 31 of 72 for her next belt testing. If we touch into her profile, we can see that we have the notes facility in here. These are the notes we take from the mat. The parents can see them. They get emailed to them, but they're also here in their parent portal. If they need to feedback, they can go ahead and push the feedback button. It automatically opens up an email to them. I won't do it now. Test history, so whatever tests they've taken are listed here. So we'll look at the last test, for example, that Sarah took. These are the grades that she got on all the skills she had to perform. Comments from the instructors that graded her. Make sure she brings her hands back all the way to the belt. So it's a great way to communicate how they did on their test. It's a report card. They also get emailed a report card once they get passed to the next belt level. So the history, their digital histories here of their journey from white belt to black belt. More importantly, the curriculum. Here's what she has to know for her next test. So I push into curriculum. And these are the skills that she's learning for her next belt test. And these are the ones that are checked off already, as you can see. And these are the ones that she still needs to check off on. So from a student's perspective, they can see what they need to work on. And from a parent's perspective, where are they at? When is my child going to test? And you can see some of the forms here. These links right here basically go to a URL that you define. So if you have resources defined to demonstrate certain skills, you can define them here, and then parents can actually help at home now. Her attendance is 31 of 72. So we have a good snapshot of where she's at for her next test. Back out of here. Attendance report, whatever awards she may have. So that's a quick tour of the parent portal that the parents have to stay connected with their students' progress. It's a great way to educate the parents as well of what it is we're teaching our children. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main app of OnMat and just kind of round out here some of the other things that we have. Reporting, we have a memberships expiring report. We already showed you the accounts receivable. We've looked at the current class up top here where we see who signed into class, but if we want to see all of our students in our class, we can just go into the members and basically have everybody listed here and access to those same profiles from here. Account holders, there's just a relationship between the account holders and the members. We can access them that way. Many times we know the names of our students, but not necessarily their parents. Instructors, we know what that is. Add new member, so if someone walks in, hey, I want to go ahead and try out your program. I heard about it. Well, great. You hand them the iPad, let them go ahead and fill out their information. You sell them a trial package, and they're now in the system. You can go ahead and take their picture, and they're ready to go. Testing, here's where we define testing. We basically allow you to define your curriculums for each level, and then in this case we'll show that we'll define a curriculum. Let's show the white to yellow, for example. Here's the curriculum needed. We then can allow you to define the test and then activate the test. Basically, we manage your testing from end to end. If we go back to current class, you'll see that those graduation caps, we can go ahead and touch those to see where we are on their skills. So if I look at Timothy Bell, for example, I can go ahead and check the skills there. And as they start mastering their skills, I can go ahead and start checking those off and then save that. And they come in next time. We see the hat change from gray to yellow, so it's an indication that we've started checking the skills on this individual. If I come back in there and I want to finish checking off those skills, I can go down, push pre-qualified, checks off everything. I'm going to override the attendance requirement because they practice a lot at home. Say yes. And we say save, and we see the hat has now turned to a light green. It means they're ready to test. The reason it's dull green and not bright green is because they haven't paid for their test yet. You can go ahead and collect the money right here, or you can actually go to the test readiness report. Under testing, you'll see a test readiness. This groups out who's all ready. You know, right now we've got 3 students ready for the February 20th test, and we see 2 have paid, and Timothy Bell has not paid. Now, they got an email indicating that they're ready to test and a link to click to go ahead and pay. So many times they'll just pay from home, and these hats will turn green all by themselves. But if they walk in and they want to take care of it, you can just go ahead and touch the green hat, take the test payment. It's going to be $50. We're going to go ahead and use your credit card on file, or we can take cash or check. I'll take this one as cash right now. And we see that's now bright green, so that person's ready to test. And just to kind of round off this demo here, I'm going to go into the calendar, and let's say it's the 20th. It's test day. The kids walk in, sign in for test just like they would for class. We go into the test, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. test. We're going to say execute the test. And we see we have one group already defined. We'll define another group. We have the red belt there. We'll just put one person in there now. Say save. And now we have 2 groups ready to test. So if I go back to group 1, we line them up. We can expand out the skills, unlock them. And from here, we can start giving grades on their skills. We can give them notes on their skills. Kick higher, for example. That's a great one. We don't want to type. We just want to do pre-canned notes if possible. When group 1's done, we have them sit down. Group 2, line up. Group 2 comes up. Unlock the record, expand their skills out, and same thing, we start giving grades to the individuals. So that's basically how the testing done. Once they're passed, a nice report card gets emailed, a PDF gets emailed out to the parents showing them how they did with all the feedback they got from the instructors. So it truly is end-to-end. They automatically get promoted to the next belt, so you don't have to manage any of that process. It basically does everything for you. That's kind of the quick little short, well, kind of long tour, but hopefully you found it valuable. And if you have any questions, please contact us through our website at www.JIBASoft.com. Thank you very much for your time.